Okay, brilliant. Hi, welcome. Yes, we are recording. Welcome to Suzannah Butcher from Calmpreneur. Thank you for joining me today. And what we're going to do some tapping about money blocks, which I know affect a lot of us. Mm-hmm. We've certainly both experienced this, haven't we, Suzannah?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Lots to work through.
That's it. I got in touch with Suzannah about 3 weeks ago because I've been grinding my teeth, and my dentist wanted to give me a bite guard, and I really don't want one. So we've been working on some sort of that holding, waking up, thinking, because I've had a lot going on recently. You've been helping me with that, so I thought, right, let's try some money stuff, because there's so many of us who, even people who have a lot of money. I remember hearing from Will Smith that it doesn't matter how much money he's got, he always worries about it. And I know for me, I've had very little money into the negative and lots of money, and I've still managed to worry about it, not necessarily in the same way, but I'm still who I am around money. So it doesn't seem to matter how much we have, we can still have this propensity to be in a scarcity mode until we've sorted those beliefs out. Yeah. So Suzannah, how shall we begin this today?
So what I like to do before I tap is, ideally, if you just have a glass of water, so you can run and get one now if you want to, pause this one and get one now, or just make sure you have a drink of water afterwards, just to make sure that that energy is flowing in your body. And I'll just explain the tapping points and where exactly they are, so that you know as you tap along with me. So we start with this point here, which is the karate chop point. So we'll just be tapping on there. Okay, then we move to the eyebrow point, which is just on the line of your nose, on the edge of your eyebrow here, side of the eye, just in line with the eye, on the bone, you can just feel bone here, under the eye again, on the bone, just underneath your pupil, under the nose point, sort of central between your lip and nose, chin, central on your chin, collarbone point, and this is a lovely point, I love this one, just for general feelings of overwhelm and stress. Under the arm is literally just sort of in line with your bra strap. I assume there's mainly women going to be watching this. Chaps in line with your nipple, just in case. And then the top of the head, which is sort of just where the crown point is. Okay, so what I'll be doing is I'll be saying some words and phrases, and then you can repeat them, sort of copy what I'm saying. If they don't feel particularly that they resonate with you, you can just adjust them slightly so that they're more meaningful for you. But the thing is with tapping, the more specific, the better. So today we are kind of working on generic money stuff, generic money blocks. So I thought it'd be really nice to start with maybe some of those messages that we get when we are children about money. Because I know from my own experience, that's where a lot of my beliefs come from, with my parents sort of talking about lack of money, scarcity, poverty. You know, it was quite a difficult time for me being a child in my relationship with money. Okay, so we're going to get started now. So what I'd like to do, just put your hand just on your heart chakra here. Nice deep breath in and out. I'm going to do one more. Nice deep breath in and breathe out. That's it. And then just go to your karate chop point. We're going to start with what's called the setup phrase. So even though I have all these money blocks that are holding me back, I accept myself and how I'm feeling. Even though I can feel there are emotional and physical blocks in my body, I love and accept myself anyway. Even though I may have experienced some negative money programming, I choose to love, honour and accept myself. Okay, and then eyebrow point, all these blocks in my body. Side of the eye, affecting my relationship with money. Under the eye, stopping me from living my true potential. Under the nose, stopping me from valuing myself. Chin point, holding me back from living the life I deserve. All these negative things I may have been told about money.
These negative things I may have been told about money.
Under the arm, things that my parents may have told me about money.
Things that my parents may have told me about money.
Such as money doesn't grow on trees.
Such as money doesn't grow on trees.
Eyebrow point, we can't afford that.
We can't afford that.
Side of the eye, there's not enough money.
There's not enough money.
This feeling of lack and scarcity.
This feeling of lack and scarcity.
Which my parents inadvertently passed on to me.
Which my parents inadvertently passed on to me.
And that's affected my own relationship with money.
That's affected my own relationship with money.
And there may have been other people that gave me a negative view of money.
There may be other people that gave me a negative view of money.
Under the arm, maybe I had a rich auntie that didn't like to spend it.
I had a rich auntie that didn't like to spend it.
Or a poor uncle that did like to spend it.
Or uncle that did like to spend it.
Eyebrow point. And there may have been debt.
May have been debt.
And I could see the impact that debt had on the people around me.
I could see the impact that debt had on the people around me.
Under the eye, all that stress about money.
All that stress about money.
Under the nose, I could see how it affected people.
I can see how it affected people.
So chin point. So they may have said those things to keep me safe.
So they may have said those things to keep me safe.
But their best intentions no longer serve me.
Their best intentions no longer serve me.
And I choose now to release them.
I choose now to release them.
From every bone in my body.
From every bone in my body.
From every cell.
From every cell.
I choose to know that this was not the truth.
Choose to know that this was not the truth.
And I let them all go now.
And I let them all go now.
They've been holding me back from achieving my true potential.
Holding me back from achieving my true potential.
Chin point, charging the right prices.
Charging the right prices.
Giving my time away for free.
Giving my time away for free.
So I'm going to let it go and release it.
I'm going to let it go and release it.
Releasing all these blocks at a cellular level.
Releasing all these blocks at the cellular level.
Okay, so we just stop tapping there. A nice deep breath in and out. One more, close your eyes if you want to. Nice deep breath in and out. Releasing all those blocks. So hopefully what you can do with EFT is when you first begin is kind of think about the intensity of how you're feeling. So say if, as I was talking at the beginning about things that your parents may have said about money or how you kind of grew up with money, rate that intensity on a scale of 1 to 10. So for me, that would generally be quite high. But then after tapping, you should find the intensity of that emotion starts to shift. So sometimes it will shift a lot. So you might go from an 8 to a 2. Sometimes it might just shift a little bit, but you'll feel that there's something a bit lighter in your body, especially if you kind of practice tapping on a regular basis. How did you find that, Rosemary? Was that good?
Yeah, I felt quite tired actually.
Oh, good. I'm glad that helped a little bit. So how should we do another one about other things? Money? Okay, so
definitely.
What kind of blocks are you sort of coming across with women in business? I know we've talked before that there is a lot of self-doubt that comes to getting pricing right and chopping and changing and underpricing. Do you think that might be useful?
Yeah, there's definitely. I think a lot of people, I'm the same. We stress about how much we're going to charge, whether people will think it's too much, what we do when we're going to raise our prices, whether people will sort of say, oh no, that's too much, I can't work with you anymore.
Right, okay.
I know I used to put off raising my prices for so long with regulars when I was doing massage and reflexology. And then people would just say, oh, okay, thought it was time you put them up.
Funny, isn't it, how in our heads we make it to be such a big thing.
Yes, definitely kind of amongst the sort of the therapist, heart-centered people, and also with artists. People who do art often find it really challenging to price their work, so it will be valued by someone else, but
Right.
also to cover their time. And we've all put a mighty amount of hours and years sometimes into learning our trade, haven't we, and valuing it accordingly.
Yeah.
And it's quite easy, I think heart-centered and sensitive people particularly, and women as well, it's a challenge about stating our worth, isn't there?
Yeah.
Quite often, not for everyone, but for a lot of women it is. I was talking to a group of women last week and they really, really resonated with that.
Right. Okay. Do you think there's a fear of being judged as well, like about being judged as greedy or overpriced? Do you think people worry about that?
That was huge for me. And it was interesting. Out of 100 people, it only took one to really say, well, we're obviously paying you too much money, when they saw me with a new car or something, to really take it as personally. So we do have a tendency to focus on the one person who thinks we're too expensive rather than the 99 who think we're really good value.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, well, let's do some tapping around pricing maybe, and how that kind of self-doubt can really hold us back in our business. Because what happens is, what we think, we kind of got these beliefs, so that's our thoughts, that then creates emotions in us, so we feel a bit uncomfortable, and then obviously then will affect our behaviors and our actions. So if we can attack those kind of beliefs, that will in turn change that emotional charge behind our behavior. And because people can tell, especially if you're an empath in any way, you can kind of tell if someone's maybe coming across as desperate, because we're driven by fear rather than being in a place of being in flow. So let's try and get a bit more in flow now.
Lovely.
Okay, so hand here, just on the heart chakra. Nice deep breath in and out. Okay, let's do some tapping. So even though, oh, money
money
is a big thing for me in my business.
is a big thing for me in my business.
I accept myself and the way that I feel about it.
I accept myself and the way that I feel about it.
Even though I'm a bit scared about my pricing.
Even though I'm a bit scared about my pricing.
I choose to love and accept myself.
I choose to love and accept myself.
Even though I really don't know how much I should be charging.
Even though I really don't know how much I should be charging.
I choose to love and accept myself anyway.
I choose to love and accept myself anyway.
So I back on all these fears about pricing.
All these fears about pricing.
Side of the eye, what will people think of me?
What will people think of me?
She's the one that charges too much.
She's the one that charges too much.
Oh, that one's really cheap.
One's really cheap.
Chin point, and maybe I've been taken advantage of in the past.
Maybe I've been taken advantage of in the past.
Maybe there's been a few time vampires.
Maybe there have been a few time vampires.
Under the arm, can I just pick your brains?
Can I just pick your brains?
Top of the head, but they don't want to pay for it.
They don't want to pay for it.
Eyebrow, they don't want to pay for my expertise.
Don't want to pay for my expertise.
Side of the eye, and I feel bad charging for it.
I feel bad charging for it.
Under the eye, who am I to charge for my gifts?
Who am I to charge for my gifts?
Under the nose, what will people think of my prices?
What will people think of my prices?
Chin point, and surely because I'm heart-centered, I shouldn't be charging too much.
Surely because I'm heart-centered, I shouldn't be charging too much.
Collarbone point, is that really the truth of how I'm feeling?
Is that really the truth of how I'm feeling?
Under the arm, do I really think I should be giving all my time and energy for free?
Do I really think I should be giving all my time and energy for free?
Top of the head, and deep down I know that that's not the truth.
Deep down I know that's not true.
Eyebrow point, I know I have lots of gifts to share.
I know I have lots of gifts to share.
So I know that I can help people in many different ways.
I know that I can help people in many different ways.
under the eye, whether that's through art or coaching.
Whether that's through art or coaching.
Under the nose or something else.
Or something else.
Chin point, I am of value.
I'm of value.
Collarbone, and I choose to know I am of value.
I choose to know I'm of value.
And the arm, I choose to know I'm a valuable person with lots to give.
I choose to know I'm a valuable person with lots of gifts.
For the head, and I choose to release all these fears from deep within me.
And I choose to release all these fears from deep within me.
Okay, well done. So nice deep breath in and out. And again, nice deep breath in, hold and out. Okay, so hopefully that's feeling a bit nicer, because, you know, we have to value ourselves, you know, and we do worry about our charging, about what we charge, and we try and keep ourselves in line with everyone else, but we forget about what we've had to go through to get to where we are now. So, you know, all those years of learning, and that's not just academic learning, of course that's important too, you know, the coaching qualifications and training, that's really important. And I think as women in business, as heart-centered women in business, when we do have these fears and doubts, we tend to over-qualify ourselves almost and think, if I just could get that qualification, or if I could just train to be a hypnotherapist, or just train in EFT, then I can be more and I can give more, then I'll be more valuable. But it never ends. It just ends up being this vicious circle of like, if only, you're enough now as you are now.
Yeah, I remember hearing from a very sensitive friend years and years ago, a real wise soul, that it wasn't so much the therapy that people needed, it was the therapist that they needed to interact with.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Suzannah, tell me, if I want to use this, I find myself in a couple of days' time getting anxious about having a discovery call and quoting my fees or something like this. How would I just kind of go through a routine like this with myself and whatever comes into my mind? Or
Yeah, I mean, if you do your EFT on your own, that's absolutely fine to do that, especially if it's to kind of give yourself a little bit of a confidence boost. It can work really well for that. So what I'd suggest you do is just have 5 minutes, maybe half an hour before your session. Take some nice deep breaths and do some journaling. So get it all out, get it all down on paper. Think about all your objections, what you're worried they might think, how you might worry about being judged, your fears about delivering, and just tap through that, because with EFT it's really important that you are as specific as possible. So use your inner negative voice. It's going, yeah, you can't do that. Can use that in your tapping. And it's important to remember as well, you know, we're so used to hearing about the law of attraction and positive affirmations, and sometimes EFT can feel a bit strange because you think, but I'm saying negative things, surely I'm making them true if I'm affirming them to myself. But it's not about that. It's actually about accepting the truth of how you're really feeling, because we so often don't do that. We just really keep it suppressed. So tap as you're acknowledging the truth of how you're really feeling, and then you can actually say as a positive affirmation, I choose to release this, I choose to know it's going to be okay, and just sort of really saying those positive things towards the end of the round of tapping. And you can do as many rounds as you need to, you know, do 5 to 10 minutes maybe, see how you feel, maybe do another little journal if you need to. And then carry on. But like I said earlier, this is just such a lovely point to tap on when you're just feeling a bit like, ooh, just
this
nice.
one round here?
Yeah, just the collarbone point. So that's just where your collarbones are. You can kind of feel those bones, and there's a little almost horseshoe shape in the centre. So you're tapping about an inch or so just underneath that collarbone point in the soft area. It's just a really calming place to tap.
Beautiful. And how can people find you if they would like to do any more of this work? Or See more.
So I share videos on my YouTube channel. So again, tapping is better the more specific it is, but having said that, it can still be useful if you're doing some general tapping. So I've got a few of those on my YouTube channel, and that's just Calmpreneur. And then I also offer on my website, suzannahbutcher.co.uk. You can go to Tap with me there. And again, there's a few videos on there. And if people want to know more about EFT, they're more than welcome to book in a Discover EFT session with me, which is a free session to learn more about it.
Brilliant. Good. Well, thank you very much. And there you go. Anything else to add?
No, just to say, like, you know, all these things are just remembering that our thoughts create our emotions, and then that drives our behavior. So it all starts here. So just be aware of what you're telling yourself and what you're believing to be true, and challenge it now and again.
And we were going to say, if anyone wants anything specific tapped on, to just leave us a message and we'll come back and do it another time.
Yeah, that's fine. So if you have a particular money block and you'd like me to record a video about that money block, just get in touch with myself or Rosemary with a description of that. Maybe give a little bit of background on why you have that particular money block, what you think it is, you know, what events have occurred because of that event, and how you're feeling about it now. And how that affects you, and then I can do a specific video on that, because that will also benefit lots of other people. The joy of tapping is that you can almost get what they call borrowed benefits. So even though you might be tapping on someone else's blocks, actually you can find that sometimes they get things stirring and moving within you as well.
Excellent. Yeah, it's never just for you, is it? It's always for everyone else on the call. Brilliant.
Yeah. Definitely.
That's lovely. Good. Well, thank you so much.
Oh, you're more than welcome, Rosemary. Lovely to speak to you.
Brilliant. And Dorota, thank you for joining us, and enjoy this later on, folks, when you watch the recording. Bye-bye.
Bye.